Howdy, folks. It is Diecast Buffet here again. Martinsville is in the books, and surprise, surprise, Hendrick Motorsports gets it done. William Byron gets his second career Martinsville victory, and literally a Hendrick Motorsports parade show. I mean, it literally just, I don't know what they did, but they pretty much been holding back the best equipment for the short track package until now. Toyota, they were dominant at Phoenix, dominant Richmond, dominant, Bristol, and then there's Martinsville. So Hendrick continues their spring domination. Huge congratulations to the HMS camp. And let me tell you, the paint schemes they ran this weekend are absolutely fantastic. I believe the 4-car 40th anniversary set is actually available right now at Circle B Diecast, the metal chassis version. I believe the plastic chassis version will be coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. So if you haven't pre-ordered those or they're in stock right now, check them out right now. I don't know exactly when they're coming out, but make sure to check it out. And of course, you could save on shipping, even pre-ordering the Race to Win diecast, which that was going to probably get made. Beautiful metallic, kind of a candy apple red. Beautiful paint job. Make sure to pre-order 124 and the 164 of that. It's going to be awesome. So, of course, use promo code DiecastBuffet and you can save on shipping. Let's go ahead and talk about Martinsville. Oh boy. So, the end of the race was pretty interesting. You had a couple strategies. It was a split decision with a very, very interesting last-minute caution. And the reason why I'd say it's interesting is the caution light graphic popped up on the screen before the yellow marker popped up. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I guess that's like, I don't know, they were late to it or something. Anyways, caution comes out with 2 to go. They have a split strategy. Do you pit? Do you stay out? I would have stayed out. Naturally, the race winner did. And it was a bunch of Hendrick teammates. They're not going to destroy each other for the win. They're not like the Xfinity Series with Joe Gibbs Racing, where teammates really don't matter. So it was fun at the last bit, but I'm just going to keep it straight. This Martinsville race all together, not because my guy didn't win. I like Byron, I like Larson, I like Elliott. They got all top 3, so I'm cool with that. But all together, this race was pretty bland. I mean, it really was. Lots of green flag racing. I believe they actually had the longest green flag stretch at Martinsville since, I think they said 1996. That is a long time ago in NASCAR racing. So that just shows you that Martinsville is not the Martinsville of old. It races like Richmond now. It races like Phoenix. Long green flag runs. Not a lot of physical racing. We saw the truck race and we saw the Xfinity. They were both fantastic shows at Martinsville. Eric Almirola won the Xfinity race last night. It was fantastic. And unfortunately, it ended right before the WrestleMania Night 1 main event, so I got to see both of those. That was pretty cool. Eckes won the truck race. It was a buttload of fun. I mean, you just look at how many beat-up race cars that were in both of those races that were still running. I mean, you had fenders and hoods and all kinds of damaged parts in the cars, and they're running just inside the top 15. Like, these cars should be on a tow truck in the infield, and they're still running. So my point is that the Cup Series at Martinsville continues to underperform, in my opinion. I expected this. I'd say this every time they go to a short track. Temper your expectations so you don't get disappointed. To me, it was exactly what I really thought it was going to be. Barely anything happens. Stage breaks, that's it. The tire fall off. I mean, literally, Logano went on 2 tires and just... he probably... he went like, 80 laps or something? I mean, tires don't mean anything. Fuel mileage really don't matter at tracks like Martinsville because they can go so long on one tank of gas, and the way the stages are structured, it eliminates any fuel strategy. So... And then they don't race aggressive enough. They don't really beat and bang. These cars are sports cars. I watch practice with the Cup Series. It looks exactly like it does on Sunday. Everybody gives everybody room. Not a lot of beating and banging. Not even 15 laps into the truck or Xfinity race. And they're door banging in the corners, on the straightaways, teammates. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's fenders getting bent. The Cup Series, they race like it's practice. Like how dare you scratch my car? My point is, Martinsville, it hasn't been interesting since 2021, and it's because of the Gen 7 car. That's my honest opinion. There has been some highlights. Obviously, the Chastain joint at Martinsville was really cool. But that race was pretty boring except for that moment. You can go back and watch it. It was an extremely long green flag run, 1 leader, not a lot of action, even for the playoff races. So it begs the question, what are they going to do? A lot of people probably enjoyed this race. That's fine. Our opinions are supposed to be different. I respect everyone's opinions on this channel. You know how I feel about short track racing. As much as I love Martinsville, and as good as the Xfinity and truck races are, if they were to go down to 1 race per year, I would be okay with it. I really don't care anymore. Short track racing to me for the Cup Series has been dead. I just don't find it interesting. I'd rather go watch football, you know? The UFL is actually doing pretty well. You know, I'd rather go watch WrestleMania, whatever. Short track racing to me in the Cup Series, it used to be must-watch TV most of the time. To me, it's pretty bland, pretty boring. The restarts are fun. They gather the cars up. They're racing hard. 2, maybe a little bit 3 wide. You know, you have comers and goers, people who stayed out, people who pitted. And then about 25 laps at Martinsville, which goes by pretty quick. And then it's just single file freight train. And you can usually tell the quality of a NASCAR race by what the broadcasters are talking about. When they're bringing up stories from decades ago that may not even be relevant to the actual on-track product, you know they're reaching for stuff to talk about. They did this at Richmond. Inevitably, they're doing it tonight or today at Martinsville. Fortunately, I think it's the last short track race for a while. I hope so. I wish it was the last one of the season because I literally have no interest in short track racing anymore for the Cup Series. Texas Motor Speedway is going to be coming up. This one is going to be kind of bittersweet for a lot of reasons because the future of the track is kind of sitting in limbo right now. There's a lot of spicy opinions going around. What are they going to do with the reconfiguration? Are they even going to reconfigure it? IndyCar does not have a race there this year. So the writing is on the wall. Change is coming to the racetrack. I've heard 3 different rumors, and I'll kind of talk about them here because literally it's Martinsville. Nothing else really happened. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, congratulations. It's cool. Hendrick won. And beautiful paint schemes, I might add. I want to say this real quick. I don't think I've seen that many metallic paint jobs on a single Cup Series race probably since 2010, maybe 2011. You had Ryan Preece, Ryan Preece, Josh Berry, all 4 of the Hendrick cars. So that's like, 6? And then there was one more, I think. I'm mistaken. But there was like 6 or 7 metallic paint job cars on track. I'm like, this reminds me of like the Matt Kenseth Crown Royal, the Red Bull Racing, the Hendrick Motorsports days of like 2010 when they had all kinds of cool metallic paint jobs. So that was really awesome to see, and I want to see more of it. I would love to see more of that. Back to my point. So the 3 scenarios that I've been kind of hearing, and these could just be a bunch of BS. Number 1, Texas gets turned into the super speedway configuration of Atlanta. I've done a few polls on the channel talking about this. A lot of people don't want that. I actually would be perfectly okay with it because I think it would be fun. I love more plate racing, so I'm 100% okay with that as long as they keep the racing good, you know, like how Atlanta is. So I'm okay with that. That's one scenario that's been bouncing around. And with IndyCar pulling their date early, that could be a sign of things to come, or it could just be, well, NASCAR owns Texas Motor Speedway. They see IndyCar racing. There might be a little bit of too much saturation in the spring, having COTA, and then the NASCAR Cup race at Texas, and then you have IndyCar, 3 major motorsports events in 1 month or one area of the year. Might be a little bit hard to sell tickets to, so that might be the scenario and the reason why. Scenario number 2 brings it back to 2016 with the traditional Texas format, Charlotte Motor Speedway, old Atlanta type of thing. I think that one would be the safest bet. It's less risky. Will they do it? I have no idea. I have no idea. And the third one that I've heard about, and again, take all these with a grain of salt. You know how it is with NASCAR rumors. Most of the time, they're true. Well, there's 3 different rumors for a racetrack. 2 of them are clearly going to be wrong. So, who knows? I heard something about they might turn it into a 1 1/4 mile track with high banking. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I hope not. I hope personally it's the super speedway. And for those who say, okay, we don't want that, here's another reason why I truly think that will happen, and this could age like milk. If fans don't want plate racing at Texas 3 to 4 years from now, congratulations, you still have a high bank Texas Motor Speedway that you could just take the plates off the car and still run a pretty similar traditional 1.5 mile race. You see what I'm saying? So it gives them the option where we could run plate racing, that wears out, then we can just run normal 1.5 mile racing. It'll be more of a tight 1.5 mile, kind of like how Charlotte is. How it's, Kansas is extremely wide, a lot of racing room. Charlotte's a little bit more tight, a little bit more difficult. That's my 2 cents on that. What do y'all think about that? I'm just glad these short tracks are in the books. I mean, Phoenix, Richmond, Bristol. Bristol was good. Bristol was a nice surprise. I'll be honest with you on that one. But Richmond, Martinsville, it still blows my mind these races have 2 race dates. I don't care if they've been racing since 1850. I mean, my point is, nothing happened. It's not the racetrack's fault for Martinsville's concern. It's the car. You're racing sports cars, and it looks like a glorified practice session. Hardly anyone tries. I'm just keeping it real. Thank y'all for watching. Have a blessed one, everybody. Huge congratulations to Hendrick Motorsports again. Love those paint jobs. Can we get more metallic paint jobs? Come on now. I think those things look so freaking cool. I want to see more metallic paint jobs on track. I think they're actually a vinyl, but you get what I'm trying to say. Have a blessed one, everybody. Diecast Bullfang.